Coming at you.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not ready.
You were not ready? Feels like our first time again.
I've never done it.
Right?
This will probably last a lot longer, you know what I mean, than the first time?
Well, we've only got an hour and a half, so and then it hard stops
Jesus Christ.
on the recording, so.
I'll be sweating a lot.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're back. Hopefully, this will continue.
For good this time. We took a month, almost 2 month hiatus.
Has it been 2 months? When was the last?
Let me look.
I think it was April. I think when I was looking on the page, it was like April 25th.
We stopped.
Or
We had
some
like a year anniversary, and then we were like, you know what? Let's back out a little bit.
And we kept skipping weeks too. We were like,
We got a little lazy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you did take a new job.
We have not been loyal to our fan base. Our fan base has been loyal to us, and we have spat in their face.
I actually had a lot of messages coming.
I did too.
What's going on, guys? And I was like, oh, cool, we're going to get caught back up. And then I was like, yeah, another one. They're like, well, what about now? And then finally I quit getting messages. I'm like, we've lost fans.
Probably.
We got to get them back.
Right, exactly.
So I did make that post, though, where I said we were going to do an episode this week.
Well, it's partly my fault, I feel like, because I took that job. And so it was just, we were mostly recording during the week, which was good for everybody, right? And because you were always, on the weekends, you were, busy with family stuff, doing stuff during the day, whatever. And, taking advantage of your weekends. And I wasn't. And so I had a lot more free time. But, and then I took that job, and I was just getting home later, and I was annoyed, and it just wasn't happening during the week. And so I would always push to go to the weekend, and it just, eventually we were just like...
Well, what's funny is we were like...
Skipping weeks, and
what's funny is we were like, we're going to do video, we're going to take it live, we're going to travel and all this stuff.
1 year later.
1 year later, to be continued.
None of that.
We had Harper's Party, and then we were like, we need to get this.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Because we got called out. Like, where's the episode, guys? Like,
pretty much. Yeah, so, backstory, we were like just full-on hiatus mode, basically like early retirement, right? We were thinking of coming back, but like there was no plans. Like we had some small plans, but there was no like hard set dates. Like we were doing this, and we were working hard to bring it back. We were just like taking a break or whatever.
Yeah, now we have a producer.
Yeah, we do have a producer.
We have a producer now, so things are looking up.
And then it was your daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
This past Sunday.
Yep.
And
you met some fans.
We had some fans.
You met some fans for the first time they met you.
Yep. And I signed some autographs, and
here we are.
And then they were like, "Hey, when's the reunion tour? When are you coming back?" And we were like, I guess we got to do this thing.
It goes NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and then Infinite Weekend.
Right. The people were at the gates, pitchforks. They were like, "Where's our podcast?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Jacko said that to me today. He was like, you were on there too. He was like, he needs something what's he going to listen to while he's at work? I'm like, I don't know. Any of the other 4 million podcasts that are out there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Beans on toast. Which you never tried. Did you ever try that beans on toast?
I did not. I told him I wasn't going to. I can't put bushes on my Dave's Killer Bread.
That's true.
I can't get down on that. It's too, I don't know. It's a consistency thing. It looks weird. I like them separate, but not as a team.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, but it's not barbecue baked. I think you're thinking barbecued baked beans.
That's only, I don't know.
It's different.
That's why their teeth are all messed up over there.
Yeah, that's true.
And generally their food sucks. That's why they're always drunk.
Yeah.
And stabbing each other, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he would call you a big jiggly dickhead right now. So
he would. I know he would. Yeah. And I respect him for it. All right, I need to know, you mentioned something to us earlier while we were having dinner. I need to know this new device you've bought, and I want to know a review and if it's really...
Yeah, so let's catch everybody up on the adventures that we've been
I haven't been on that kind of adventure
since we've been on hiatus. Yeah, so I've made a big purchase. It's a life development, right? It's a big step. I have purchased, installed, and now use a bidet.
Okay. Well,
for anybody that doesn't know what a bidet is, it is a device that takes a jet of water and shoots it at your asshole, your anus, to clean it in lieu of using toilet paper.
Wait, so do you have to wipe first before it shoots? You don't do anything. So you lay timber.
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, let me tell the story.
Paint me a picture.
Paint you a picture here. So you sit down, you do your business just like you normally would, right? You don't sit on the toilet weird or anything like that. You just normal, whatever. And then once you're done, instead of, reaching for the toilet paper and you cutting off a few and, doing your thing and
cut it short, wipe deep.
Right. Doing, however many wipes it takes to get the job done. Where sometimes it just feels like, yeah, exactly. You're already like tearing into a new package.
Well, literally, sometimes cleanup takes longer than the act.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. And you're just like, why am I like shitting as I'm wiping my ass? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Right. It's just too much. I'm like, why am I going halfway up my ass? Like, what did I... It
gets on my back.
Right.
And the whole thing
It becomes a whole thing. So, I got the bidet at the...
the bidet store?
Yeah, at the bidet store. But my family members had turned me onto it and were like, you got to try it. And I was like, okay. And they was like, we got it back here if you want to give it a spin. I was like, I'm not sure if I want to, like, use somebody else's bidet on my first try. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
It's on a lease.
Yeah, it's going to spin me. No, I'm not into it. So I was like, I'll just get my own because they're not that expensive. I think it was like $60. It was pretty easy to install. You just connect it to the water line. It's got just like a bypass on the normal water line, and you got like so the back of it kind of sits along the back side of the toilet under the seat. Yeah. Right. So you got to take the seat off and everything like that, and then you bolt everything back down. You sit there, do your business, and on the right side, it's got like a little
ejection
knob.
Okay.
Right. So at the back of the toilet bowl, there's a little plastic piece that kind of sticks straight down, and whenever you turn that knob to get the jet, a little nozzle pops out and sprays water. Right.
Okay.
So when I got this thing installed, it said, you can't test it. You got to go cold turkey. You just got to jump on there and go for it, right? Because if you test to see if the water you did it right, it's just going to spray. If you did it right, it's just going to spray out everywhere, right?
So you have to have commitment. There's a level of commitment.
Exactly. Here. So they basically say, you got to sit down. It's like, now's the time. Nut up or shut up, right? So I sit down. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Now, did you go into it barrel hot or did you just sit?
I just sat. I just sat for the first time, right? So I had a clean bunghole, right? Fresh one. No, I didn't have my pants on. I dropped trowel. Yeah.
You had a swim trunks on?
Yeah, right. I put a snorkel. I had some wings, right?
Buckle up.
Right, exactly. Buckle up, buttercup. So, no, I sat down and, I was bracing myself. Because, I understand what's about to happen.
Did you grab the wall?
A jet of water is going to shoot at my anus, right? I know what's about to happen.
Your little balloon knot's about to get soaked.
Exactly. So, they said to, start slow because it does have, the more you turn it, the more pressure it comes out for, the heavy duty jobs. And so I just go a little bit and there's no like it trickles out and then it slowly reaches your anus. It's immediately as soon as water comes through, it's hitting right there. It's hitting true north, right? And so it hits right in I kind of jumped a little bit.
My knees buckled.
So it felt like there was water going in my ass, like inside me is what it felt like. But then there's like a little toggle that kind of, you can adjust the angle of attack.
Oh, okay.
Right? So now what I do is I do actually a sweeping motion. So I just do that thing back and forth. It's like sweeps the ass.
Make sure I get all up my back.
Right. I get it all, right?
Okay.
It's like doing a pressure washer, right?
Change the nozzle for 40 degree.
You got to sweep.
I get it.
Yeah, so that's what I do. So now I kind of start from the back and then sweep the anus to the front of the balls. And it really doesn't go that far. So, it's not like it can go up your back. It's, just a small angle, right? It's basically right around the area.
Sure.
And so my first thought was like, okay, that's jarring. And then I had to understand the angle, and I was like, if you get that angle where it's bullseye, it feels like it's like going in, feels like when you jump off of a cliff and you don't close your legs and clench, you get that rush of water. That's what it felt like.
Okay. Isn't that called you get like a baby enema?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that happened, and then I got up and went about my day. The one thing, I use the toilet paper still because that's a good way to dry off, right? Some people I've heard use like a hand cloth thing or whatever.
It's never soft again after you get crusties on it.
Well, so when I first used it in that was dress rehearsal whenever I did it for
after
real
a show,
real time, right? This is a live event. I had noticed I had to notice one thing that I don't like about it. This is one thing I don't like about it is, you turn it on, sprays. Well, there's maybe two things, two thoughts I have about it. You don't know if you've got it all, right? You're not sure.
You got to check. You spot check.
So you're kind of sitting there like, do I 10 seconds, 5 seconds? Do I sit here for a minute and a half? Like, do I just keep sweeping?
I can't tell if my
I don't know what
car's
to
dry.
do, right? I don't have a camera down there to look and see if I've got the job done. Right? Normally, you're using toilet paper. You're checking like, oh, got to keep going, right? But you can't do that with a bidet. So you just kind of have to. I guess you figure it out over time. I guess I don't know.
I don't know what it feels like if.
I don't know. All I have is a wet ass.
So you have to spray and then wipe.
And then you wipe. And so what I noticed is, I wipe and I was like, oh, there's still something, then I'll do a little bit more and then I'll keep. So it's not like I don't use toilet paper at all. And sometimes early on, I was just like, I don't know if I really like this. So sometimes I would just be like, I don't want to fuck with this. And I would just go back to the old school style, right? Not this fancy space age water up your ass.
So what is the benefit of a bidet then?
Well, I guess the benefit is it really does. I mean, it's water, so you're not smearing shit all over your ass. You're blasting it off, I suppose, so it's supposed to be the cleanest.
You've never used one? Okay.
People that use it, the advocates of it, say that it's the best way to get clean, and then you can still use like something to get yourself dry. And a lot of people, like I still have like the wet ones, the baby wipes or the whatever.
Yeah, I still use baby wipes.
So I use those so that way I get it kind of also dries, and I got a little fresh aloe situation going on, and it smells nice.
So you take care of it, it'll take care of you.
Right.
Is that kind of what's happening here?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And also it has another setting to where you go the other way, and if you get a little, the way they describe it in the commercial, if you get a little schmutz on the nozzle, then you got a thing to blast it off. So it shoots down into the toilet.
Oh.
Right? Or you can, clean it like normal.
Much, if someone listening to the show wanted to buy one of these devices, how much would this run you?
I think it's like $60 on Amazon.
We're talking $60.
And there's a bajillion different types. I went with the Tushy, is what it's called.
The Tushy, like 2000 or Tushy? Is it just
the Tushy? The Tushy. There is another one that's like the Tushy Pro or something like that, and it actually will warm it up, so it'll be like warm water. So that's the other thing you have to remember is it's a cold water, so it's like taking a cold plunge, but just my ass.
But wouldn't that cause you to tighten up more, and you'd probably get all of it out, kind of like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's not like giving me an enema or anything like that.
I know that,
but
there might be an attachment.
Maybe, I don't know.
Plug and play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little weird. So the cold water is jarring at first, and here's the other thing here's the one thing I don't like about it. I'm starting to get used to it, and I do use it a lot more. Sometimes, my brain is on autopilot, and I forget that it's there.
Right.
But here's one thing I don't like about it. It's kind of gross. Is that for some reason, I guess it's because you're like disturbing the shit that's on your ass, but whenever you hit that thing and blast it, it smells. Like immediately. So it's like whenever it's out of the water for too long. That's what it smells like. Yeah. And so you get that kind of like and then it goes away. So that's the only thing. Like when you with not using the bidet and you're just doing a normal wipe.
Oh, okay. You can say it out loud.
Yeah, you can talk.
Say.
We've got Kylie here.
She's our producer.
She's our producer.
And
she's like our Joe Rogan has Jamie. So pull it up, Kylie. We can do that.
She's telling me that you can do a warm water line to them.
That's the pro. So you can have the warm water.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I heard that it kind of you have to wait for it to warm up every time. So you don't want to leave it on all the time. So you have to sit there and
what if you scold it? You forget it's on.
Right. Hot. You singe your asshole. Ugh, God.
Oh, dude.
Scabs
water
up.
burn. Flakes real hard. That would
terrible. But yes, that's the only thing I don't like about it is that it takes some getting used to. Is jarring a little bit, and then the fact it smells gross. It's not like when normal. Whenever you just wipe it, you don't.
I'm going to have to try this thing next time I come to your house.
Yeah, give it a spin.
I need to try it. I'll wait till I get something really hardy, like a real cleanup. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I feel like I don't know. Whenever I got it, I kind of told my parents, I was like, I'm going to put it through its paces. We'll see what this thing can do. Okay?
It's like try it for 90 days and get your money back guaranteed.
I don't think anybody wants that used bidet return on that shit. This is going, once it leaves my house, it's going into the landfill. So, I'm trying to think. There's been some shits that I've had that I'm like, I don't know if this thing can get the job, and so I just do my normal whatever. Because one thing is when you're doing the angle, it just goes front to back, right? Yeah. So sometimes you get them like explosive whatever, and I was like, it's not cleaning your whole ass.
Right.
It's got a very specific target of attack, and I'm not sure sometimes it's got the range of motion to handle the dirtiest of jobs.
Sometimes you're talking about like it's like a sneeze. Like somebody, when you're going, somebody went like this and just smacked it back up, and it just splatters.
Yeah, it's like somebody like smacked your ass as you're shitting.
As it's going.
What if they had like a different like spray? Like they're not like...
Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, it's like you got something blocking the water line so it kind of goes everywhere.
It'd be cool if it was like one of those things they put on hair dryers. Like the attachment, it's got the thing that makes it waterless. Have like one that comes up and just like kind of counter scrubs.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be all right.
Right.
So do you think now you'll try different things now that you've bideted up? Maybe you'll be into some more things.
What do you mean, like sticking stuff on my ass?
I don't know. Who knows?
The sky's the limit. Once you go bidet, a lot of doors are opened.
You go gay.
Once you get a bidet,
you go gay.
Like, ooh. I like the way this water plays with my booty hole.
Different attachments.
Let me try dick.
There's a warning label on the back of it.
You're right.
Shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a guy.
This is my plan all along.
So the first time I ever saw one, I think I was probably 11 or 12. We went to a friend of mine's grandparents' house, and they had quite a bit of money. But I went there to use the bathroom. They had like this really fancy, like, what is it called? Like a claw foot tub? Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. A claw? Yeah, all fancy and bells and whistles. Well, then they had like a sink. Then they had this little miniature sink. At the time, I was like, is that like a child sink? It was low to the ground, but it was a bidet. I didn't know it. It was a separate unit.
Yeah.
So I walked in, I was like, why do they have like a little kid sink? And they're like, oh, it's a bidet. I was like, I don't know what that is. And it was like, oh, it's for you to clean yourself. I'm like, and my first thought was like, how bad are these shits? Like, is it bad enough that it needs not only paper, it needs a full wash?
Right.
I'd never seen one. It was completely installed, like a little tiny unit, like a little person's sink.
Yeah. That's the first time I guess. I didn't see one in person, but when I became aware of one was, do you remember the movie Crocodile Dundee?
Yes.
And the girl took him back to, I think, Los Angeles or New York or wherever it was. I think it was Los Angeles. And he's staying like at a fancy hotel, and it's got a bidet in the bathroom. And so the normal, traditional French bidets, it's a separate unit, like what you're talking about. It's sitting next to the toilet. And it's usually a little bit lower. It looks kind of weird. It doesn't look like a real toilet.
Exactly.
You're like, what the F is going on? What is this thing? And so that's what they do. So that one seems odd because you're like, you shit. And then you have to like crab walk and transfer your ass to this other thing. That seems weird. And then you still have to flush the other one. So it's like.
Not only that, like, what I saw, there was no like seat.
Yeah.
So you almost had to like do
wall
hover. Hover and your legs are burning.
Right.
So what if you fell back in it?
Right. Or you need to like some crossbars. You can do some dips.
Naked while I'm spraying my a-hole.
But like I remember that movie, he had had that exact style, and he was like he didn't know what it was, so he put his boot in it, and he thought it was a boot cleaner. And he said something to the girl, whatever. It was like, yeah, it was like a pretty nice boot cleaner you got, whatever, in there, and she was like, what the fuck, boot cleaner? And
it was the first time I ever saw one.
Yeah, that style seems weird. Like, if it was a separate thing, I wouldn't be for it. Because, I mean, that just seems absurd, doing that.
It's a little odd.
Obviously, probably not built for Americans. We're a heavier set people. I don't think a lot of would happen on that transfer.
Oh, no.
It's a heavier set. They're like, you imagine some 300-400 pound people trying to use a bidet. That was a separate
I can hear
thing.
them like this. They're like, fuck it, I'm going dirty.
Exactly.
I'm just going to let it mellow.
Like the crashing that would happen, the mistakes that would happen in the transfer.
All I can picture is someone rolling their ankle. And
100%. 100%.
And they're done.
Right. But, yeah, it's cool. And it's cheap. It really was easy to install. And
so now you become a manager. You've like got the goatee, a bidet. Like I'm excited for what else is in store.
I don't know.
I'm waiting for a golf cart. That's what I thought you were going to pull up.
I think I'm going to pick up golfing. So,
yeah. See, I can see you doing golfing, and then you might. I don't know what's next. I'm impressed
because I was promised that when I took this job that it was going to be a breeze and kind of, and it was we're going to be going golfing all the time, and you're just going to be
you're like there's actual
riches
work.
and women and everything. And I was like, all right, yay! And now I get down there and it's like actual work, and I haven't picked up a golf club, and it's been nothing but dudes.
It's nothing but men, all men, all male cast,
all the time. But I think I am gonna give it a go. I've only did Topgolf that one time when we went to that conference.
Yeah, I've hit a golf ball twice, and after that I got pissed because I wasn't good at it.
Yeah, exactly. It's such an awkward motion.
Well, that's what a friend of ours said I was like, so the more awkward, uncomfortable it is, the better you hit. Yeah, exactly. I said, I'm done. I'm going to eat chicken wings.
Yeah, this is unnatural.
Yeah,
this is a dumb sport.
Well, we're going back to Vegas in October. There's a golf thing, but I was like, pool, spa, or golfing. I was like, I'm going to the pool.
Yeah. The only reason I guess I was, thinking of picking it up is just because
a lot of people.
If people are going, I was like, I don't want to suck ass at it.
It's a huge thing, man.
Yeah.
Like when we went to another conference I went 2 years ago, like everybody golfed. I was the weird one for not golfing. Like one of the guys was actually a ex-pro golfer at one time. It's like, and they were up there for like till 2 or 3. And it's my neighbors. They were up to like 2 or 3 in the morning golfing.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yes, in case somebody's wondering, we're actually recording.
Yeah, we're outside.
So
outside on the patio.
You're going to catch some people.
Because why not? Actually, one of the part of the reasons you cannot sit in my house for very long because my AC unit's out and it sucks.
Well, we're outside people anyway. This is wonderful.
Outside's better. And I'm probably going to move at some point, so we figured we'd go ahead and bring stuff over here.
We're going to move too now because we've followed each other the last 10 years.
I know.
Not only that, I get to use these new shorts I've been getting at Sam's Club. So they're from the Gap.
Oh, okay.
Well, Sam's carries them.
How's the stretch on the?
Oh yeah. So if you're really skinny, you're going to want a lot of room for your legs. That's what I've been told. So, oh my God, I cannot believe that day. How's the stretch?
How's the stretch?
Yeah, remember that? Were you not here for that, Kylie? I don't care if he listens or not. No, my brother's not a very large guy. He's really thin, extremely thin. And he asked me about my shorts. He said, those are cool. I said, thanks, man. And he was like, how's the stretch? I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I said, are you planning on putting on 100 pounds soon? Like,
right.
You need thigh stretch? I said, those are like Lee pipes you're wearing.
Right. Like, you do a lot of, squats? Like, what's happening?
I don't, because if it is, you haven't eaten a hot dog yet, so I don't know where you're eating. But no, he finally told me, he's like, no, man, for them, like when you bend down, I was like, oh, yeah, they don't come to your knees. No, they're nice.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought we were about to go through like a bulking phase. I'm really shocked. Nope. My neighbor's got them too. It's like a gang. You need to get you some.
Gap shorts?
Yeah.
I don't know what these are. They're not Gap. I think they're Amazon Essentials.
Oh, okay. They're like Sam's Choice. That's Amazon's version. They're dark. I'm really like they're Mountain Lightning.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Fucking right. Sam's Choice 6-pack. I hate shopping for clothes. I absolutely hate it.
I like ordering clothes. I don't like going and shopping for them. Like I didn't even pick these out. She did.
I do a lot of ordering online now. So especially, try it. Fucking sucks.
Do you do the Amazon try it before you buy it type thing? Is that pretty good?
Yeah, I've done that.
I've never tried it.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, honestly, I end up
hating all of it.
Either hating it every time and I'm sending it back, or I fucking forget so I'll have clothes that I wanted to send back and I didn't do it within the time period, so now I own them and I was like, whatever.
You can sell them.
They're like $10.
It broke and I sent it back.
So I can't.
That's his next thing. He's going to move the jewelry after his shorts.
Right? Is that what I do?
Yeah, that's what I did.
I'm not a jewelry guy. I've tried back in the day, like everyone was doing it, and I tried wearing like shit on my wrists, and I tried a ring at one time, and like I tried a chain. Actually, I was in college, I think freshman year.
Okay.
That the puka shells was the big thing.
Oh, dude, I had a beaded necklace.
Yeah, so I think it was freshman college, or it might have been earlier than that. But the puka shells was a big thing, and everybody wore like the leather bangles and shit on their arm.
Is that the same time they wore those shoes that had like a beeswax sole on them? Everybody wore. What were those shoes called? They had like they weren't loafers. They were something else that they got real big into.
Talking about like deck shoes?
No, I know what that is. They were like I forget the damn name of them shoes. Everybody had them for 1 year. They were like a boot.
They were like chunky looking thing. But they had chunky looking things.
They had like a weird rubber sole. They're like, it's made of beeswax.
It kind of had some height on them too with that rubber sole. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what it's called.
What are those things called?
Doc Martens.
No.
That's the only thing that's chunky.
Kai, look that up on your phone, please. Look up like.
And the material was like a moccasin looking material.
Yes. Look up Moxigan beeswax booty. It should come up. It should come up. Chunky 2000s beeswax.
Moccasin beeswax booty
shoe. Yeah, look that up.
I want some of those.
Should cover it. But you know what I'm talking about. At the same time, Nike shops got hot. Remember when Nike shops got hot?
They were tall on the.
Yeah.
I remember people wearing those, and I can picture them. I just don't know what they were called.
Oh, you missed this, and Crunk will appreciate this 100%. So Crunk took a long vacation so he can play video games, whatever the kids do. No, those are disgusting. I don't know what that is.
The girls wore these.
Yeah, that's what single women wore those. But anyways, so Crunk showed up, and I looked down, I said, are those New Balance? Like, the cool? He was like, yeah, man. He said, the longest time I thought these were Nikes. I said, oh, no, those are classic dad shoes. Yeah. I said, you got the Steve Jobs on right now. I'm proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
He had them, dude, and they were like super dad. He doesn't know it, but he's in dad shoes.
Are you talking about these?
No, I don't know what's happening. That's not it.
No.
Well, then I don't know what shoe you're after.
We'll find it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can find it. We can figure it out.
But yeah, so anyways, he had those. I had those shoes too. No, they're not a Doc Marten. They're not like a boot. Hold on, I'll find them out. Hold on. Was it 2000s? Yeah, it would be 2000s.
Yeah.
Potato shoes?
What are potato shoes?
They're like the Birkenstock slide-on things.
No, those were popular too. The Birkenstocks, the little slide-on, they were like Keebler shoes.
Yeah, I had some Birkenstocks back in the day.
Did you really have some? I never had any.
I had some.
I found them. Clarkman's Wallaby.
Clarks.
Clarks.
That's what they were called.
It, dude.
They were called Clarks.
Hold on. That's Creed 3.
I kept wanting to say Chucks, but I'm like, I know what Chucks are.
Like 70s shoes.
No, they wore those. That my era.
These were 2000. Yes, sir.
100%.
And
they brought them back.
Those are from the 70s.
And let me tell you something.
They brought them back.
Look what I typed in. 2000 shoes, beeswax. And boom, it came up. Try me.
It's actual beeswax.
Beeswax, bro. That was the thing. That was the hook. I'd be like, what are those shoes? Like, dude, actual beeswax. And I'm thinking like these poor little bees are like collecting their wax in order to make these sold. Takes 400 bees per shoe.
I remember Clarks.
Dude, you can still buy them. Shoe Carnival's even got them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would bust out some Wallabies.
That
throwback. Gen Z wouldn't know what hit him if I showed up to one of those.
No, they wouldn't.
Because they're wearing tall knee socks with Crocs.
Like, what are those?
What are those? They're Wallabies, brother. Oh, God, for real. Wallaby.
Oh, my God.
Bussin'.
No cap.
Yep. For real.
That reminds me of another fashion thing that was back in the day that still go. I like
this throwback era we're about to pull.
still see. I fucking hate it. I have a basic rule. I have developed this rule.
What's her name?
Is whenever I see a guy with flip flops on, wearing jeans.
Ew.
What is wrong with you? No,
I think it's a confidence thing.
Not married.
Yeah, or he's a dirty hippie,
I think he's married, and it may just be to piss off the masses.
Yes, something. That was big during my time in school.
I did it with slides.
It's so slides is a little different. It was slides with socks. That's a little different.
I didn't do slides with socks until I was.
But I'm talking about bare feet flip flops wearing jeans.
It's counterproductive.
So I have not because I hate that so much.
Right.
Yeah, because I hate that so much, and I'm not a big fan of feet, especially like dude feet because dudes' feet are gross.
Mine aren't.
Is my basic rule is like the only time that you should a guy should wear any kind of like open shoe of any kind is if he's near water.
That makes sense.
If he's about to get into,
we're doing an episode.
Is that the neighbor? Hey. If you're about to do a water activity, if you're at the beach, if you're at the lake, if you're at in the showers, right? You got to wear the flip flops to go in the shower.
Yeah, those are shower shoes, not
shower shoes, right? Whatever. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're out on the river, you're creeking, whatever. That's the only time that a guy should be wearing flip flops of any kind.
I don't think they should ever wear them. I don't like shower shoes, yes, but I can't stand a flip flop. I feel too exposed.
Even if you're around, like people see people going. I've got friends that do this. They go out partying,
in flip flops,
dancing in clubs, drinking, getting wasted,
alcohol,
spilling shit everywhere. In flip-flops.
So my only problem with
that's gross.
The reason I don't like a flip-flop, and this is going to sound crazy, and I don't care, I'm paranoid. I like a shoe that I can be mobile in immediately.
Right. That's another thing.
So I like to plan my route to get out. Even when we went out late night in Vegas, I wore boots or tennis shoes.
Right.
Because if I wore flip-flops, something happens and somebody flat tires me, or I got to go on a run, I can't go.
Right. So
I'm a hazard.
It's like if you're a guy and you're out and about and you're wearing flip-flops, you're like automatically putting yourself in a weaker position. So I assume that you like penis.
You play the victim, you'll be the victim of rape.
Exactly. You're gonna be if you're a guy and you go out at night wearing flip-flops, you will be the victim of man-on-man rape.
Man-on-man rape. It's a recipe for disaster.
It's a recipe. Exactly.
You think a bidet.
You're putting your own noose in its life in your hands.
Yeah. It starts with a bidet, flip-flops, man-on-man rape.
Exactly. That's the recipe. That is the path you can have chosen.
You can have them separate, but you can have them together.
Exactly. So,
what's up?
I want to get him a pair of man Birkenstock sandals because I think those are like chunky and manly enough.
We're going to have to get you a mic.
Hey, I'll never forget. We have one. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget when we were going craking, I think, or kayaking, and I'll never forget when Garrett showed up and he's like, dude, check out my new sandals. And it was some of those Chacos. I hate those lesbian sandals.
Yeah, me too.
Because, like, it's basically like if you were to take a weird, like, random rock or piece of rubber, and it was just made like this, and then they just, like, and they just throw, like, some, like, WWJD bracelets over top of it, and then you have a shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
That I'm like,
or like the little beaded bracelets that, like, that would make with the put your name in it or whatever. That's exactly what it's like.
How much time we got, Zach?
We're only 30 minutes in, bro. We got another hour. Holmes,
get her a mic.
You get a mic. We're gonna have a guest live. We're doing it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Do it live, bro.
This is where we hadn't planned this. Kylie's got a headset. She's listening in, but
chime in when you want to.
Yeah, now she can. Boom. You don't have to like. Yeah, you just whenever you want to pop in, boom, you got one now.
Pull it in.
Yep.
So it's off right now. Anytime you want to say something, just flick it up.
Yeah, plug it in. 3 right there.
You don't have to say anything unless you want to. That's kind of what a producer does.
Turn it around. Yep. Match the holes. Oh, that hurt my ears. All right, good. We're good. Give us a little test.
Hello.
Hey.
How I was saying is that I wanted to get Josh a pair of man Birkenstock sandals because they're like chunky and substantial and they're not a flip-flop.
Okay.
I feel like it would look nice on a hot day.
I don't know.
If you wanted to put on a Birkenstock, I think that's acceptable, but a flip-flop is not acceptable. It's not cute.
Flip-flops, no.
I'm out on flip-flops.
Okay, so slides or sandals is slightly different.
I'm a Croc guy.
It's an elevated
yes.
footwear.
Right, that's a little bit different. Just something about just wearing a flip-flop, go between your toes and all. It's just
weird
something that's weird to me about a dude doing it. It's very feminine.
It's very feminine. Because when you mentioned we were on that whole nostalgic kick with flip-flops and jeans, I remember the girls wearing those in school.
Yes.
They wear the cute little tight jeans.
And they got all wet in the rain and
they wore those, and they wore them.
Yes. Made your feet dirty. Not cute.
And they wore them funky-ass Old Navy pink one stuff where they would get like a dirty piece of bubble gum.
Oh,
after so many times wearing them. And
everybody wore those like cheap-ass Old Navy fucking flip-flops.
Because they were $2.50.
They were cheap as shit.
And they came in 12 colors.
Right. And so they looked shitty on the bottom. They, like you said, always a piece of gum stuck to the bottom of them.
I meant after your bare foot would be on them for so long.
Yeah, exactly. And then it would like have the outline of your foot, and it was all black and gross.
Dirty.
And gross. Like, this is nasty. I'm sorry. Put on some socks and some shoes like a normal, civilized human being.
But at the time, we didn't give a shit.
No.
Because they were wearing those jeans. They were wearing those jeans with no back pockets.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I couldn't wear those. I had too much butt. I had to have some pockets to break up all that ass. I had to wear pockets.
We talked about it before. Remember the gaucho pants that came out? Like it was premeditated version of the leggings.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, they were, and they were very soft, and they had like juicy.
They were sheets.
You can get the lettering on the back.
They flowed on the bottoms.
I think they were jersey material.
Yeah,
no, these weren't. These were like a.
Yeah, it was kind of like a worn T-shirt
jersey. Yeah. That's what they call it.
Like a worn T-shirt,
like a 60-40. 60-40.
Right,
like an athletic fit.
Right, with the little Egyptian cotton sprinkled in, whatever.
And they would wear that. They'd wear those rugby colored polos with the 2 buttons undone with the collar.
Oh yeah,
layer their polos.
I can picture it.
Pop the collar, puka necklace.
Oh gosh, those are good days, man.
Necklaces made no sense.
Oh, Arrow! I could
never afford like Aeropostale and Hollister and all that shit.
Well, I had to
get like
I had to shop
shit.
the clearance rack. My mom was like, "This is what you have for school clothes, and if you want something cute, you would have been digging in the clearance bins."
A lot of Old Navy.
Oh yeah,
we did.
Old Navy's great for like great basics.
Oh yeah.
So I remember when Aeropostale first came out, I wanted an Arrow hoodie because everybody had one.
Oh, yeah.
I finally got one. I got a gray one. I remember it. Black sleeves, yellow Arrow. But I got it like 6 weeks, 7 weeks after everybody had one. So I was late to the game, but it was still cool.
Or how about...
Because they were like $49.99. They were high.
The fit, I remember I even had this at one point. You had the I think it was Old Navy is what I had, but you could have the Old Navy or Hollister or Aeropostale branded T-shirt, right? And also the sleeves are way too short.
Oh,
way too short.
Yes,
right. And plaid.
I never
shorts.
did plaid shorts.
The Bermuda shorts that everybody,
I never had one.
Yep. Plaid shorts, and then boom, some Sperry's.
I think I've seen a picture of you in those shorts.
100%. I probably have.
He was frat-tastic.
Oh,
yeah,
you
dude.
should see some
I was
pictures
frat-tastic.
He was
sure.
bit by the bug.
Yeah, dude, big time.
I mean, that's okay.
I had pretty much every
it's a
phase.
Good time.
I had pretty much every phase except for like a goth one.
I had a country boy phase. Is what we called it.
Yeah, I don't know if I really ever had because I never worn a pair of cowboy boots in my life.
So you didn't have to do cowboy boots. I bought mine at Walmart, but I still have them. You can. I was cutting my jeans. You get straight leg jeans. You cut the sides of them to fit your boot.
Make them boot cut.
And then I would take my ball cap. And I may have talked about this on the show before. So
I guess if that's country boy, then I did that.
And I took a ball cap like you're wearing, and like the other one I had on, and I took the bill and rubbed it on the concrete.
Yeah, you had the frayed hat.
Yeah. Then you could buy them frayed.
I wore Timberlands, so I had the Timbs with the boot cut.
Wow. You were like a high class.
Yeah, dude.
I couldn't afford Timberlands.
Yeah,
my Timberlands were baby blue. I went through a different phase.
See, little Bow Wow over here had a little face.
I went through a different phase. Okay, my Timberlands were baby blue.
I did go through Slim Shady phase as well.
I had frosted tips.
I had frosted tips. I had the tall tee.
I didn't do a tall tee
with the baggy like white. I look like early. I look like early NSYNC is what I look like NSYNC.
This was him
right?
homeschooled.
I look like early NSYNC or like early Justin Timberlake when he broke away from NSYNC. That's what I look like.
His mom was trying to acclimate him into actual public school life.
That's what it was.
This was at home.
Here's your tall tee and your Timberlands.
Right. Yeah,
Good luck,
so she Googled or like Lycos or Ask Jeeves at the time. I don't know what it was. Ask Jeeves.
She just melted in. You just melt on the TV.
Right, exactly. All right. What are the kids wearing these days?
Yeah,
so my son doesn't get beat up.
Oh no, bless her. She is an angel.
He wants all the girls.
Right.
So like, color his hair blonde, give him a tall tee. All right.
I know. Because, I don't know if I've said this on the pod. I was homeschooled at some point.
I've said it multiple times on the show.
Yeah. Actually, I went to a private, like, Christian school with, like, 12 people in my class for 7th grade. That was my first, like, foray back into public school with other children. And so it was like dipping my toe, like let's not send him to this fucking madhouse.
So was this a bunch of homeschool kids coming together?
Pretty much. It was like a bunch of churchy, like it was here in town. It was called Bible Baptist Academy.
Was it in someone's basement?
No, it was at the church.
It's now a red dot on the map.
Right, it was at the church. So like during Sunday they would have like Sunday school classes, but then during the week it was school.
Okay.
Was this in the same building where you lost your virginity?
No, this is a different church.
I like how you said.
No, we didn't actually go. We actually didn't go to church there. I just went to school there.
Bible Academy.
So we went to a different church. So I guess it wasn't good enough for church, but it was good enough to send me to school.
Well,
but anyway, it was actually hell on earth. It was the worst. I was so bullied at the Bible Baptist Academy, at this church school. I got so bullied that in comparison, when I went to public school for the first time, it was like paradise.
So you went from maximum security.
Yes, 100%.
You went to Gen Pop.
I went to Gen Pop, and it was so much better. Exactly.
Oh my God.
But one of the biggest problem is that since it was a private school, some people that went there was because they got kicked out of all of the other schools. And this was like the last one that they were able to go to.
Next is Juvie.
Straight up. Sweet mother had no idea.
I had no idea, straight up.
Bless.
And I even had a friend that was there, and we'd hung out different times outside of school, and we were kind of buddies or whatever. And but then he even kind of like this is kind of fucked up. He even at certain points would go along with the crowd and end up bullying me sometimes. And I'm like, fuck, dude?
We're friends.
This is Bible Academy.
Right, exactly. Like they did shit to me like the one they did to me all the time. It pissed me the fuck off.
They made him wear flip-flops and jeans.
Yeah, no, that's the reason I hate him so much. No, the one that they got me with all the time, and this is innocent in retrospect, but it was just constant, was we had lockers, right, and we had our own padlocks. It wasn't like the locks were on the thing, so you had your own one that you had to hook on. So, you better fucking, if you're in your locker and you got that thing off, you better put that shit in your pocket. because if someone sees that thing hanging on your locker,
it's there.
They're gonna fucking yank it off and they're gonna stick it on your back belt loop.
So
that happened all the time. So I got my padlock on my back belt loop. I can't see it. I can't do the combination, right? How the hell am I supposed to do it?
Did you have to go take your pants off?
You have to go to the bathroom to take your pants completely off.
Oh my god!
Or you got to tell your code to your buddy to unlock your ass.
That's why bullying is important.
Bullying was the best.
Bullying is the best.
It sucked at the time. Actually, it was really bad. I ended up leaving halfway through. But, and then I ended up going to actual gin pop, and it was so much better. I actually saw my first titty for the first time when I went to gin pop.
There's nothing wrong with seeing your first titty.
It was a fight. That fight that broke out in the hallway. And, of course, it was two girls, and they started scrapping, and titty came out. I was like, oh, shit.
Was it big?
He doesn't remember.
No,
you always remember your first titty.
Yeah, but it was a flash.
Okay.
It was also two very large black women, and it was
okay. Hey, I've been told by somebody that you don't care what color they are. Titties are cool.
When I saw one, I was like, oh.
I had a guy tell me
Crunk say that?
Crunk did tell me that.
Yeah, the girls themselves were gross, but I saw the titties, so it was nice.
He's going to be pissed. I told him.
That's the best. What's the whole best quote? What does he normally say?
No, that's what he said.
He said, no, he said it some way. It was like...
He didn't say it to you, though, so careful. He said it to me, and I don't want you to tell it wrong. That's all he said. We'll just leave it at that. He's been on the show a couple of times. I don't want to,
we'll have to get him back on and tell his thing. But
in a nutshell, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't care what color they are. Titties are cool.
Titties are cool.
They are cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow, so you got beat up, hazed, and you saw your
whole thing.
And you got to see your first titty right when you got hazed. So it really was worth it.
Yep. See, I did end up getting hazed, and there was one, I had a particular bully that just fucking tortured me. And he ended up getting kicked out, and I'm not going to go into all those details, but he ended up running into him a couple years afterwards in the public library, and I was like, oh shit. It was a 2-story, and I was in the elevator. Right, I was in the elevator, and I was going up to the second floor, and the elevator opened up, and he was fucking standing there. I was like, oh fuck.
You're like, please don't. Please don't.
And then he, of course, got in my face and was like, oh, you're the reason I got expelled, and all this kind of bullshit, and it was like fucking going off on me.
In the public library?
In the public library. And I think I was
2 weeks ago.
Fuck. Yeah, this is Saturday.
This is last Saturday.
It's like, no, it was...
people don't forget.
I think I was, I don't know, 15. I don't know. I can't remember how old I was. I think I was in high school. I think maybe I was a freshman. But it was a year or two after I had seen him. And whatever, he assaulted me in the public library and got in my face, pushed me and all this kind of shit. Of course, I got the fuck out of there as soon as possible. He's also he was towered over me. He was like 6'4", and I'm like 5'0", whatever.
Right.
And because I was a little squirt back then. Not the fucking glorious amount of man that you see today. Right. So I went downstairs,
did you tell him?
Of course, I told him. I was like, help! I was like, I was all shaking, like a poodle. Right?
I got assaulted in a library.
Right.
Not even in a good. He didn't even touch me anywhere.
Right, and of course, my mom ends up, finding him, getting all up in his fucking face. And then my dad hears about it, and he jokes. I don't know if he would actually have done this, but the story was that he was like going to show up with, he was going to kill him. Like he was going to show up with a weapon and was going to take somebody out.
Wearing that hat too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I think he was like mowing the yard when it happened too. So I think he left the mower out in the yard.
Took the blade off the bottom of it.
Exactly. But yeah, that was the whole thing.
Hey, they're in your corner, okay?
Yeah, they
got your back.
That was a wild time. But
now if it was like recent, your dad probably made fun of you, like, don't be a fucking wimp.
Yeah, I know. Well, so after all of that, and then I kind of was in my shell a little bit because also when I went to Gin Pop, I didn't know anybody, right. So I was in my shell for a little bit, and then I got out. I blossomed in probably about junior year mostly, and then it was just fucking all downhill from there. And then I joined a fraternity when I went to college, and that you definitely develop a thick skin there. So now you can't fucking hurt me with words. It don't mean shit.
Just in a public library.
Yeah, just in a public library.
In the elevator. I will snitch on you.
Physically accost me.
I will tell him.
You're going down if you touch me. Right.
I will tell the authorities.
Right. Exactly.
I will tell.
And you can put my lock on my belt loop, but I know how to get it off. So joke's on you.
Yeah, I will tell the librarian.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
No stars.
I will find my mother. And
No gold
she
stars
will
for
yell at you. Oh my God. How terrible.
I'm telling my mom.
That's right.
Tell her she's in my house right now.
Yeah.
Poor Zach.
I never
But
got
it's
picked.
good. Like, look at me now, though. Like, I'm not weird or anything like that. So
No.
bullying's good to a
It is
certain degree.
healthy.
We've talked about this before.
It is
Bring
healthy.
back healthy bullying.
It's important, man.
Exactly.
It's not in somebody's face.
It is a system. Like, as long as you don't turn super violent about it and you're not cruel. It is a way to. It is a way for a healthy population of kids to self-regulate. Mm-hmm. All the weird, like, you got to expel the weirdos.
What's acceptable?
What is acceptable in society? We do that.
Keep your
now.
secret creepy stuff at home.
Exactly.
Don't let your freak flag fly.
It teaches kids how to, the taboos, the guardrails.
Yeah.
Whenever you're out and about in public.
Social norms.
What is a social norm? You know what I mean? That's what you'll catch.
Exactly. So, when a kid steps out of line and he's being a fucking weirdo.
You tell me he's been a fucking weirdo, you hit him.
You gotta be, exactly.
I never got picked on hardcore.
You were the one doing the picking, honey.
No, I was friends with everybody. I got tortured by young women a lot. That would suck.
And I paid it forward,
He's a sensitive baby.
Once I got to, became in the higher ranks in high school, junior, senior, I paid it forward and I maybe bullied a few people. It
helps their development.
Some gentle ribbing. You know what I mean?
We did pick on a lot of people.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you look a fag in that shirt. Just simple shit like that, right?
Simple stuff. It's not a big deal.
Right. Exactly. Does that come in women's? Right.
How many pecker points you got turned in to get that shirt?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Same thing.
Right.
What was the famous one? They sell men's clothes. Where you got that?
Yeah. Exactly. Right. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. How was your high school experience?
Oh, I miss high school. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was the best.
Yeah. I wouldn't go back.
I would. In a heartbeat.
I wouldn't go back as I was back then. I would go back as I am now. Which also seems kind of creepy.
I haven't changed a whole lot. Junior, senior year, this is pretty much how I was.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more brash the older I've gotten, but I hung out with the same guys I hang out with now.
That's true. I suppose. Well, not me, but
well,
I was too busy getting bullied.
That's true. You were at Bible Academy.
Exactly. In fact, I think it was you. You were laughing. I saw you.
I'm younger than you. What do you mean?
I know.
Bullied by someone younger?
So I saw the freshmen. The freshmen were laughing at me. I was a senior.
What year did you graduate?
05.
I was in high school when you graduated. Okay, so we were in the same building.
Yeah, at the same time.
You're probably picking on me.
Probably.
Exactly.
No, I mean, that's that. By the time I got to senior year, I was like, you couldn't make fun of me because I was making fun of myself at that point.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing like weird lip sync dancing, singing in front of the entire school, dressed up like a gay German boy band. So
I remember that. That's a great song.
Right?
Hit us with it real quick. What was that?
Das alles ist Deutschland. Oh, das alles ist Schweden.
I feel like
we had a whole thing.
I feel like I was there.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Garrett did it too.
Yeah.
Garrett did a lip sync
battle.
Junior, I think. They did Grills by Nelly.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
And he did the full the same tall T, barred one of yours.
Yeah, dude.
He had the little grill in his teeth and the whole thing. And what sucked though is when he did it, he was really into it because Garrett was in drama also, or whatever they called it. And then, but the bad thing was the other guys weren't as into it as he was. He really got on stage.
He overperformed.
He performed for everybody. I never did it, but when I went and saw his lip sync, it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Was it for a talent show or was it a Friday night?
It was part of our grade. Part of their grade.
Oh, really?
And then also they had to do and correct me if I'm wrong because I know you were a thespian. It was not a monologue, but it was like a short play, with
a short
two
story.
people on it.
So we had to do.
It was like him and he had a female counterpart.
A one act. He had to do a one act play.
We went and saw him. And it was pretty good. He did a good job.
So I think, everyone in class, everyone had to act in a one act. So you actually had to be on stage because that was part of it. So everyone had to do that, but not all the one acts that we did in class actually went out to the main stage to perform in front of an audience. Most of the time it was just in class.
Yeah. That's what we did.
Yeah, so I did I had to do all those, but I was on a main stage production as well. Most of the time, though, I did back of the house.
Did you help
set building and everything?
Did you help with the program A Streetcar Named Desire?
No, I was already graduated by then, but my girlfriend at the time was in that play. She played Stella.
Flashback.
She played
I watched
Stella.
that play, and I remember the hunking male counterpart.
Yeah, Nick was played.
He built like a brick shit house in high school.
Yeah, he played. He was a wrestler. He's cool as shit. He still is cool as shit. And we were friends, but it was kind of weird because I was dating the lead actress, and so there is a kiss. There's like a makeout scene, not makeout scene. There's a kiss scene. There's a kiss scene, like she's in bed and everything like that. So that was a little weird.
They're acting. They're acting, Zach.
Yeah, okay.
They're acting.
Right, and
you can't fake that kind of passion.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But I knew that at the time. Actually, it really didn't bother me, but
did it though?
Well. It didn't bother me. I was secure in the relationship, but I think that he kind of had a thing for her, and I knew that.
Right.
So that made it kind of be like, all right, buddy, enjoy while it lasts. That's how I thought.
He's the light guy. And he's like,
I'll
show how you don't look.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, you getting this little kiss on stage. It's coming home with me, you know.
Oh my.
So it really didn't bother me, but it was a little awkward.
Bible Academy
I think he
flashback.
I think a couple times he may have acted a little awkward in front of me about it. And he was like, "It's cool, man. Are you good about it?" I'm like, "That's fine, dude. I don't give a fuck."
You don't worry about the quiet kids stabbing you with.
And I was already graduated at the time too, so
still hanging out with high schoolers.
Hanging out with high schoolers, right? She was 1 year younger than me.
You know what they say?
What?
You don't remember that from Dazed and Confused? Yeah, I like them high school girls.
The older I get, they stay the same age.
Gross.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I saw that. Anyways, I saw that show.
Yeah.
So good play.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, because he like yelled Stella real well. It was all weird.
Yeah, it was good.
And he always had a wife beater on with like an unbuttoned shirt. I don't know where he worked. I don't know if he like worked on a fisherman's market or something, but that was part of the whole ploy. He'd come out and it was we're like, stop.
No, yeah, he was cool. He's a very goth dude too. He was metal and everything.
But yeah, so I didn't do theater and all that stuff, but I know it was a popular thing. It was a weird group. You go in like their little basement where art was.
Oh yeah,
it was like this weird like corridor where the theater was.
And like my last year, my advisory period was in that class too. Yeah. So I would do like whatever classes I had, and then I went to lunch, and then I went to my advisory period, which was in that room, and then I had drama in that class in that same room. Well, and then I didn't have my senior year. I left early. I didn't have the last class.
Oh yeah,
I just fucking bounced.
Well, then I found out that basically that room, as you got older, was basically just a room under blankets where you could fool around.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they fooled around with a few.
I found that out.
Done a little diddling.
Ooh hoo hoo. Hee-hoo. Ones and twos.
So y'all called it drama over there?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called, drama? It was called Theater 1 and 2.
Or I think that's what it actually was called. But everybody just called it drama.
But yeah, I took drama, or theater. I really liked it.
But yeah, I found out that whole shit where they were like, we're just like hanging out in a dark room with like blankets and they're like fondling each other.
Like you would think that.
Like, is there time to sign up for drama?
Yeah. And you think like drama kids is like a bunch of weird theater. Like no. It was cheerleaders, it was wrestlers, jocks, everybody was all up in there.
Yep.
And so it was very...
Well, and it's a creative outlet. Like,
well, you have to...
fun.
Thespians are hot.
Well, you had to try things like to get the passion.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Actually, I remember what...
Chemistry read.
I remember my... I think I was a sophomore. I didn't start drama and theater until I was a sophomore. So a lot of my classmates were freshmen when I was going through. And I remember I had to do a one act. And I was... sophomore, it was like first semester of sophomore year, and I was still like kind of like in my shell a little bit. I was a little, not as outgoing as I am now.
Yeah.
And I remember I had a one act play, and there was a kiss scene with a girl that was in whatever. And I was so nervous about that thing. I was so fucking nervous about it that every time I would attempt to do that scene, I just like beat red and like fucking
just sweating.
Yes, exactly. To where I think the teacher was finally like, okay, well, let's do something different.
I need to like,
and so we didn't do that. Right, we did. I think we did like a hug or something. I don't remember what it was.
We did like a Duggar side hug.
I don't remember exactly how we fixed it, but I just remember being just fucking mortified the entire time. Like, I can't do this.
It's funny you
because she was really fucking cute too. So it made it even worse.
You're talking about doing that in a play. I was like that all the time until probably middle of sophomore, almost into sophomore year, I was terrified of everything.
Yeah.
Anything with a female, I was terrified.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I used to, like, almost have a panic attack trying to hold somebody's hand.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately. Heart would start racing. I was just like, I feel like, are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm like, put to pass out. Just nervous, scared to death.
And I think the first girl...
I was always scared to death to mess something up.
I think the first girl I kissed, well, besides my coming of age and a TP story, that's
great story.
Technically the
Great
first
story.
girl I kissed. But I would say the one that actually sticks with me, because I was, more or less, past puberty at that point, so that's when it matters.
Right. That's when everything's working.
Yeah, when everything, now it makes, was, I think, the following fall semester, because I think it was Snowball, I think is what they called it.
God, what a great time.
Are you talking about like a dance?
It was a dance.
February dance.
Yeah.
Snowball, man.
And I was dropping her off.
It was like a homecoming.
I had my sweet black 94 Camaro. And I was dropping her off.
Dropper.
I was dropping her off at her house, and it was kind of like, what do we do? Here, this is the moment.
This is
right?
the moment, brother.
So yeah. I think I leaned over. I think she said something like you can if you want to, something like that. I was like, ow! So I just went right in, and I had no fucking clue what I was doing. It was all like just.
Something I saw in the movie.
It was just, it was just, right. It was not,
it was good
not
for you.
cute. Yeah. Then I think, here's the thing is, I think I was not her first time kiss for sure. She was way more experienced.
You could tell.
And so I think I pulled away. I was like,
she'd kiss more men than you.
Yeah, 100%. Right. She's been a lot more dudes than me. But I think I think when I pulled away, I think we both had this moment. I was like, yeah, that wasn't it, was it?
Yeah, so...
And then we did not date or anything after that. It was just a one-off.
I used to try to read a situation and I was like, it's about to happen. And I'd watch so many movies of like these passionate scenes, like where it's like the magic. You're like, and I'd be like, I go in there like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
what are you doing?
Face is blood red. I'm just like, I want to literally just leave my car and throw her my keys. Like, I'm just going to walk home. Like, I can't do this anymore. Did y'all, let me ask you this, because I've asked her before, and I don't care if our listeners hear it. We Snowball, all these dances and stuff.
We called ours Crystal Ball.
So you know how it worked, at least at Clarksville High, right? You know when you look at the dance, if you were up on the top pan looking down, you'd see like the outer exterior were like the asteroids. The center was the sun where all the action was going down.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's like grinding junk. Yeah.
And there's hands in places and stuff. Okay, she said they never did all that shit.
No, man. You had
He said there was dirty things going down on the... And I'm like, okay, yeah, grinding and stuff, but I had never had no young man put his hands up my dress or anything like that.
No, I didn't.
I mean, maybe over the dress. They were trying to get like a feel of something, but I have never, ever...
Let's put it this way.
No, ma'am.
It would be a lot of over the dress. That never really like was grabbing her chest or anything like that. But we grinding. I'm fucking bricked up. I'm about to bust through my fucking dick skin. I'm so hard. You know what I'm saying?
These are not pleated pants.
Yes, 100%. And she's grinding this little. I mean, of course, because the only thing that is separating like my dick from all the good parts is these two little thin pieces of fabric.
You say that.
Which is my pants and her thin little dress.
You say that bottom's thin, but the bad thing is when it was like 6 to midnight, the bad thing is when they wear those dresses with like the hard sequins. It was like, it was like a weird mermaid, like a hard fish fillet. No, I like that top would rub and you're like,
oh, that's too much. I like when it was just a one piece kind of like we're wearing a tablecloth, you know, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, like those thin 2000s dresses.
Yeah, good.
I wouldn't wear those because I didn't have boobs back then, so I'd wear like a really padded bra. And if you like didn't dry your bra right, you'd get like a dent in the cup so that you know it wasn't your boob. I couldn't wear them. I didn't get boobs until I was like a senior.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I remember the one I went with my girlfriend at the time. She was very thin and slender, so it worked perfect for her. She didn't do she just wore nothing. It was just
we didn't really care about that.
Yeah, and so
that wasn't important.
No, me neither.
At all. Nobody cared.
Right, as long as you had something that I could play with, then that was fine.
Well, at the time we would play with any toy. It didn't really
100%.
It didn't really matter.
Right. You're pretty.
It's just exciting.
That's pretty much
she was nice. She was nice to me, so
she lets me do things.
This is going to be great.
Exactly.
Oh my god!
But you're right. Yeah, that's how our dances were. If you were the closer you were to the DJ, the freakier it got.
Oh, dude, it was great. I miss it. I wish I would have went to more dances. It was just...
But I never... it was all over the clothes. But then, sometimes you do a little sneak a few digits close to the,
Yeah, or all the way on it.
I didn't do that in high school, but I have done that on dance floors before. Later.
Yeah, because it's awesome.
But not in high school.
Yeah.
But,
Our wedding. No,
those are the good times. Okay. I'm in my previous statement. I would definitely want to go back.
It's the best. It is the best because, for one, like, you're just figuring everything out, and your hormones are raging.
Oh, yeah.
And you're hanging out with your friends all the time. You had shitty jobs, shitty cars, and all you cared about was just having a good time.
Do you know the moment whenever, like, the hormones stop?
What do you mean they stopped?
Well, because, you're back when you're in high school, like, your hormones are raging so hard, you will do anything.
What do you mean, like they activate?
You will say and be whoever you needed to be, whatever, in order to get to the promised land. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That level of your hormones raging. But there's somewhere along the way to where you're like,
Probably 22.
Maybe. Somewhere, maybe
23,
around there.
maybe. I mean, I still like...
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not like a fucking priest or anything, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's less.
Kylie
your judgment is still slightly intact.
Yeah, Kylie can graze me in the kitchen the right way. And I'm like, I have to like hide. Right. So I still don't have that problem.
Hey.
Yeah, so it's situational now. It's more like,
but as far as like, if the wind blows a certain way, I was like this in high school.
Oh yeah, I was just always on.
Something rub against me.
Right,
like, yeah.
I was just always on.
Oh yeah, I would say and do the stupidest shit, thinking like anything would happen. But then when I think for me, like I was just trying to make out with everybody. So like. Not dudes, but like all women. I was just like, the first time I got to make out, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever, and I can't get them pregnant. This is awesome. This is safe.
Yeah,
and this is great.
That's why he's such a good kisser.
So I was like, this is going to be awesome. So, and plus I was scared to death to do anything else. I was like, if I just master one thing, I'll be safe.
Yeah,
because at the time nobody was doing the sex thing. All my friends weren't doing it yet, and then all of a sudden everybody started to have sex, and I was like, great. Now making out's boring.
Yeah.
So
I think I don't know. I've never been told one way or the other, so I don't really know. But I think I'm a decent kisser because I've always been very conscious of it.
We should take a live call
because
somebody ask him.
Because I can only think of one person.
I can too.
I know
because I have giant lips. And so
you said you had DSLs,
right? And so I feel like if I'm kissing a girl, I'm like, I'm conscious of it. I'm like, am I like just slobbering all over her? Like I need to chill. Like so, I've always been very conscious of it.
So I don't know.
Right. He's got a big old mustache.
Who are you gonna call?
I lead with the bottom. I just go in like this. Get this one first. This will follow.
Yeah, you do that. And I'm like, he tries to kiss up, and I'm like, baby, I'm shorter than you. Come on down.
That's because I got to get the bottom in there and make sure they're like, okay, cool. I'll accept it. If I live with the top, they'd be like, you got to leave with the bottom. You got to trick them.
Interesting.
But yeah, we would know who we were going to call. We're not going to say on the show because I don't have permission to do so. But we were going to make that call that we all know this person that you've had coitus with.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Like all of a sudden he was like, okay, stop.
I got you. Okay,
that's the only person I can think of that.
Y'all probably
Y'all
probably didn't even kiss. It's probably just like, so that's fine.
Fuck, I don't even remember.
She's like, I think you're right.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Bless it. That's funny.
Maybe we did. I don't remember.
See, the problem though is when you first start, when talking about when everything's raging, is you had to it was like every 90 minutes you had to cover up.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll never forget. When I was in ROTC, I had to wear that, your class B's, whatever. So like I'll never forget. We got called up in class one day, and I had one of those randos where you're like, oh, you got to wait. I got called up with a group, and it was just at full Vesuvius peak, and I was just like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, I know. That was always.
I don't know what to do. Like, what am I going to do?
You carry a very stiff textbook in front of it.
What I did was
I had two fears.
What I did was I had to tuck it a certain way and angle it against the green pant, and then walk a certain way. And then it fixed it.
And also, if you put your so you do the tuck thing, put your hands in your pockets.
Yep.
So it kind of pushes your front out a little bit.
Yep.
To kind of so you have a nice little cover for your dick.
You're talking about the tent method.
Tint it a little bit.
Method. Yep.
And you're just cool guy, just chilling with your hands in your pockets.
The worst is whenever it was
nobody knows you have a raging boner.
The worst is when it's gym class and you'll be sitting before we started, like they're calling out names here or whatever. Like all of a sudden it'd be like, no. And you have to think and just try to fight it back. It's the worst, man.
I've had to where it's like it's happening and I have to do something. It's imminent. I can't just sit here. I literally had to go and flick the fucking end. Be like, oh, come on. Okay, I've done that before.
It's like a lip match, like the hot ember.
Oh my God, I'm not doing that. But just straight, Down boy.
Yeah.
Oh, give a good.
I can't think of anything that's like comparable to a girl unless like, you know, starting your period on yourself. That's mortifying.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
That's like the only thing I can think of, and especially like because I was a late bloomer. Like all my friends had their cycles before I did, and I was like, I don't want my cycle. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Well, then when you finally get it, like it doesn't come as normal as I guess it should, and it'll just come in the middle of your day. You're wearing white pants, you're wearing a skirt, like, and it can go. It'll be on the seat. It's just so
I've seen
embarrassing.
I've seen it happen to a girl
so
before.
embarrassing, and like. Not everybody is, you know, having a cycle, so it's like you don't know who you can ask for help, and you're mortified. That's the only thing I can think of that would be like comparable to that.
The random boners. Hell, I hate when you were just driving down the road and you're like,
yeah.
And here it comes. It'd be like you'll get too comfortable, especially in the wintertime when your heat was on, your seats were warm, and them cloth seats. You're just like, this is great.
Fuck, I had that happen to me this week. I'm not kidding. I got an hour drive to work, and I'm driving in, and I think music was playing or whatever, and so my mind was just like in thought somewhere, and apparently it led me to a sexy place, and I started getting a boner, and I'm like literally like 5 minutes out from my destination. I'm like, I'm gonna be sitting in the parking lot with a fucking chub waiting for it to go down so I can go into work.
Oh no!
Yeah, not in them tight khakis and manager pants.
No, exactly. I don't have any employees yet, but I definitely can't be walking them in there.
You start doing that manager pull. You can't be pulling them.
Yeah, dude, that happened to me.
J. Crew pants.
That happened to me. I was like, fuck.
That's pretty good.
You're like, when does this
I'm 36 years old. What the hell?
Hey, that's good. It's still coming up, though.
He's like, hey, by the way, I still work.
I still work.
Exactly.
I still work.
You don't let me out at all. But
just let me off the porch.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
And keep me caged up. The two things that sucked the most about it was the random boner in class. And then number two, which happened to me more often than the random boner, was...
Purple nurples.
Was whenever it's all quiet, especially when a test is happening.
I know where this is going.
A test is happening. I swear to God. A test is happening, and then your fucking colon is like, let me sing you the song of my people. You're like... It's my stomach. Fucking worst.
I think everybody's did that.
It was funny.
I hated that so
loud.
But at the time you were so embarrassed. Now if you do it, you're just like, sorry guys, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, fuck this test. I gotta shit.
And then it's like, I don't have to shit. I'm not farting.
Exactly.
Or I hate whenever somebody would sneeze and they would fart at the same time. They try to like
cover it.
Yeah, because their face would be, you see the back of their neck would turn blood.
Well, you would feel one coming on, so you'd be like, just clear my throat.
But you do it, and then all of a sudden the fart would follow after.
But then it doesn't, exactly. Then of course, you're just sitting there just going, so you have to like calm down eventually, and then it happens.
And
it's
then
like,
you fart afterwards. You just like brought all the attention to yourself, and then you fart.
Exactly.
Silly.
That is the fucking worst.
That is funny.
Oh, there was multiple occasions that I was super embarrassed. But yeah, high school was the best.
Oh, yeah. And all the time, like, say if I had to, and I have to shit all the time.
That's true.
So when I was in high school, it was no different. It was usually kind of worse. So I had to shit all the time.
I didn't shit in high school. It took me almost my junior year to shit in high school.
Same. It took me forever to actually, like, I would be super strategic about it. That's one of the things I liked about drama the most is it was super chill, and it was in the middle of the day. So, and I could easily just like fucking bounce out of that class. She didn't care. And I'd go down the hall during class and do my thing.
Take a shit.
I could take a shit. I had to be strategic about it and find the best places at the best times to take a shit and handle it. But sometimes it's just one of those days and it's just like whatever.
I'll remember it like it was yesterday. I was in ecology and we had a cool teacher and I literally would sit down and all of a sudden I got the cold sweats and I was like, this is one of the ones you can't hold. It's like it's like this
now.
pulsing.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, what am I gonna do? So I had to get up and I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. He's like, I was like, I have to go now.
Well, that was the other thing. Well, why didn't you go during break?
Well, he saw my face and was like, I can sense that your ecosystem's off. Like he knew.
Right.
The panic is in his eyes.
So he's like, here, just go. And dude, and you remember Clarksville High, where the gym was, the main one, there was that bathroom by the lockers right there.
Yeah.
That gross bathroom.
Yep.
Not good. So I'm running. Well, the problem was nobody was in the hallway, thank God. I'm running at a pace. I'm having to cup my ass to hold it. So I'm clenched and running. I was like, if I shit my pants my junior year of high school, I'm never going to let it down. This is it.
You'll be poop pants forever.
I'll be shit stains forever.
Exactly.
Dude, I got in that bathroom and there was no one there, thank God. And as soon as I kicked the stall, I didn't have to push. I just sat and just died. just sweating. It was the worst situation. That's how bad I would let it get before I would go to some shit at school.
Well, it would be sometimes.
I hated it.
This what always irked me is whenever some teachers would do this. I because I did have, everybody knows the story where I had like my colon removed. And all that stuff. So I had problems with that all the way up until yesterday, and so I had an excuse in school to where I could pretty much go whenever I needed to go.
A potty pass, if you would.
Whatever.
A potty pass.
Yeah, sure, right. They call me.
You got it at Bible camp.
They call me Shits McGee. But so some teachers didn't know that, and so especially early in the year, and I would get to class because this was my move because I knew I had this excuse pretty much. I try not to abuse it because then somebody in class would be like, "Man, you shit a lot,"
like this,
right?
It's like kids from the library,
right? So I tried not to do it whenever I had the same class with like this 2 classes with the same people, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure it's a different crowd every time. But anyway, so the teacher, I was be like, my move was I wouldn't go in between breaks because you go into that bathroom, it's a fucking madhouse. I'm not blowing my ass out in front of like everybody. You can't do that.
They'll throw wet paper
towels. They'll start fucking with you. They'll kick in the door. Yeah, 100%, dude.
You see like this?
Yeah, dude. They'll start throwing stuff at you.
I'm in there trying to change my tampon.
They'll start like shaking on the thing, like, "Oh, you shitting in here?" Like,
check it out.
No.
He poops too.
Exactly right. This kid's over here pooping. Oh, look at him.
Oh my god!
There's just absolutely no fucking way that you're taking a shit with other students in that bathroom.
Yeah.
That is a pee only time.
Yeah,
straight up.
That's it, dude.
Yeah, and even then, you're worried about like you taking a piss that someone's just going to kick your knee out, or whatever.
Dude.
It's just
y'all are horrible to each other. Y'all are horrible.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, we always did have a friend though that would shit and he didn't give a damn.
Yeah,
you could open the stall and watch him.
See, I'm that way
care.
now. And now I don't give a flying fuck.
So you couldn't pick on him. It wasn't fun.
Right. But so what my move was I would, as soon as like 5-10 minutes into class, I'd be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Well, sometimes teacher would be like, well, why didn't you go during break? I fucking hated those types. Like, because I didn't have to shit.
I gotta shit now.
I gotta shit now.
Use their first name.
Yeah,
I gotta shit now, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. Listen here, Bob.
I gotta go.
Nature's calling now. It wasn't calling 5 minutes ago.
When we talk about going back, if we could go back and do it again, I wish I could take the way I am now and go back.
Yeah.
Just because then I'd be like, I gotta take a shit, dude. Like, I gotta go.
Yeah,
sorry.
Exactly.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.
So we knew
crazy.
We hung out with girls that were that brash. They'd be like, "I take a shit, sorry." I'm just like, "You should hang out with us."
Yeah, see, I was big. I was not big on the. I'm still not that big on the girl potty humor thing.
Oh, it don't bother me a bit.
Not into it as much. I don't know what it. I don't know what that is.
I'm surprised you don't like it. To me, it's. Now I don't like it. Maybe it's too much, obviously, but like.
Maybe it's because I do it so much
we do
that I don't want to hear girls talking about
it with us.
I don't want to hear girls talking about it. I don't know.
I potty too.
I know.
I mean, you don't be like that girl from that.
But I also know I got a lot of girlfriends that say, they're part of the girls don't do that club or whatever.
I mean, I don't. It's not something that it's not table talk. I mean,
we did that.
Exactly.
We had a girl that used to sit with us that. Our buddy Eric did one time. We were talking about shitting, just funny stories like we do all the time, like now.
Yeah.
And she was getting weird, and he was like, "Oh, you don't shit? Your shit don't stink?" And she was just like,
"Oh my god,
mortified!
How dare you?
How dare you talk about shitting?"
Oh god,
it was the best.
Yeah.
I asked. I didn't know if we were going to have a 15-year reunion this year. I don't think we are.
I've never been to mine,
dude.
It's been 5 years since that reunion y'all went to.
Yeah, it was 2018. 2021, 2023, yeah.
Fuck, I guess.
Count on my fingers because I'm dumb. But yeah, like it's, yeah.
Oh, I guess it has.
15 years. I thought it was going to be.
My 20 years coming up.
Well, you're a lot older than I am.
Fuck a duck.
Yeah.
You are not.
I mean.
2005 is when I graduated.
He's 3 years older than you.
Yeah. I don't think we're having a 15. I think it's just 20, but I didn't see anything.
I
would go again. I had a blast.
It's a little too early for me to see the 20.
We had a blast for our 10.
I didn't go to the 10.
Dude, Garrett and I got hammered.
I don't know what I was doing at the
I didn't have our class didn't do a reunion. Like, I guess they were like in the process of doing it, but like I guess the 4 girls or whoever was trying to orchestrate it couldn't like bring it together, so it got canceled or whatever.
It was super fun.
I think that's what happened to mine. Is like they were trying to do it at a venue and it cost money and everybody was trying to pay and they couldn't get enough to justify something. And I don't even know if it happened.
I don't know.
But my 10 year. But we'll see what happens my 20 year. My class was like literally probably one of the laziest classes.
Really?
In that school. Like we just did not have school spirit. Didn't give a fuck. We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We finally picked it up a little bit when we
they
got
were really into drama though.
Yeah, when we got to senior year,
finger banging under the blankets.
We were too busy. Yeah, we were like, fuck all school spirit shit. We got some real business.
We got some women doing preg days.
Yeah, exactly. We got doing all this over here.
Oh my god.
Right, we're not doing spirit fingers. We're doing finger banging.
Oh shit.
Ew.
Hey, that's what everybody was trying to get into, man.
Yeah, dude. We picked it up a little bit in senior year. We got some
the finger banging or the school
all
spirit.
Of it, everything.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
The school spirit, Joshua.
Oh fuck.
Shame on you.
He was all 6-shooter. It was
Woo! The sniff.
That is
God.
Nasty.
I couldn't help it. Oh shit! How much time we got?
We probably should wrap it up. Here.
Wrap it up.
All right. Well, thanks for joining.
Hey, same as it always is. Like, subscribe, follow. We are back. I think we'll be back on a regular schedule. We'll go ahead and post this one immediately.
Yeah. So this will come out whenever you
get this.
Whenever
you post it.
Yeah.
Because I did promise them an episode, so we'll post it and then.
Yep.
Kylie got some pictures of us and stuff we can put on Instagram just to kind of get things going. So.
And then tell us if the sitting outside thing, if it sucks on the audio. We did sound check it. It sounded fine to us, but
there's no heavy wind.
It wasn't heavy wind, so I would like to try to do it in there next time too. But because it was a little hot earlier, as the sun went down, it's nice out. Then it's cool.
This works as a mobile unit, I think.
Yeah, that's a little too big. I think we still need to get all this is too much for a mobile unit, like the booms and the giant mixer. We're gonna have
Did they make mini ones?
They do.
Does Amazon have tiny little tripods?
Well, you can get that pretty much condensed.
I can basically, if there's ones I can see, you can do pretty much everything off of a tablet and just have a couple mics cooked to a
Well, that's from 2013.
Yeah, this thing's full on for
music
sound production. Yeah, if you wanted to be if you're a musician,
it's cool.
Or a thespian.
A thespian, right?
From Drama Club.
Well, thanks for joining us. I guess subscribe, share, follow.
Let me see what episode that was.
Yeah, what episode was that?
53.
It's got to be 49.
So hold on, guys. 42. This is 42.
42. All right.
First one of the. No, it's not the first one of the new year. I made that up.
Yeah, we had one in April. So
yeah, this is the first one after our 1 year anniversary, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's so romantic.
Isn't that cool? I can feel it.
Cheers.
We're gonna go on Zach's bidet to celebrate.
Yay!
See you guys.
All right, peace.